Before you scroll away, imagine this one quiet village street, cracked concrete under bare feet, a single voice rising into the evening air, and somewhere far away, millions about to feel it. Stay with me until the end of this story, because what begins on a forgotten street corner ends with a moment that changed a life forever. And if stories of raw talent, struggle, and miracles move you even a little, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be heard. In a small Filipino village where nights were lit more by fireflies than street lamps, there lived a young man people casually called Elvis. Not because he was famous, not because he owned fancy clothes or a stage, but because whenever he sang, the air changed. His real name barely mattered to most people. What mattered was the way his voice carried across narrow roads, slipping through open windows, stopping people mid-step. He sang on street corners, outside sari-sari stores, sometimes near the old basketball court where the paint had faded but the dreams hadn't. He sang because it was the only place his voice felt free. Life had not been gentle with him. His father passed away when he was young, leaving his mother to hold the family together with tired hands and quiet prayers. Money was always short, and dreams were considered a luxury. Singing wasn't a career in the village, it was background noise, something nice but unnecessary. Yet every night, when the world slowed down, Elvis sang anyway. He sang old love songs, heartbreak songs, and yes, Elvis Presley classics, because those songs spoke of longing, loss, and hope, the same things he carried inside. People listened, but listening didn't pay bills. Some nights, villagers would toss him a few coins. Other nights, they would just smile and walk on. He learned early how to smile back, even when disappointment sat heavy in his chest. He told himself that being heard, even for a moment, was enough. But deep down, he wondered if his voice would ever matter beyond those crack streets. One evening, a stranger stopped. Not just to listen, but to really listen. The man recorded a short video on his phone as Elvis sang with his eyes reminded, pouring everything he had into each note. The next day, that video was shared. Then shared again. And again. Within days, people from outside the village were commenting, asking, "Who is this singer? Why is he not on a big stage?" Elvis didn't see it coming. He was still singing on the same corner, wearing the same worn shoes, unaware that his voice had already started traveling far beyond his village. Soon after, an opportunity arrived that felt unreal, an audition invitation for America's Got Talent. The words themselves sounded impossible. America. Talent. Judges. Stage. Elvis read the message again and again, unsure if it was a joke. His mother cried when she heard. Not because she fully understood what AGT was, but because for the first time, someone outside their village believed in her son. Getting there was not easy. Paperwork, travel, fear, and doubt piled up quickly. Elvis had never left his country before. He had never seen a stage that big. There were moments when he almost backed out, convinced he didn't belong among polished performers and confident stars. But each time doubt whispered, he remembered the nights on that street corner, singing into the dark, believing that maybe, just maybe, someone was listening. When the day of the audition came, the lights were blinding. The stage felt cold under his feet. The judges sat there, famous faces, unreadable expressions. His heart pounded so loudly he thought the microphone might pick it up. For a second, the world felt too big. Then he closed his eyes and imagined the village. The familiar faces. The quiet nights. The street corner where it all began. And he sang. The first note hung in the air, fragile but honest. The second grew stronger. Within seconds, the room changed. The judges leaned forward. The audience fell silent. His voice carried pain, warmth, and truth, years of struggle wrapped inside a melody. It didn't sound practiced. It sounded lived. Every lyric felt like a confession, every note like a promise he had made to himself long ago. By the time he finished, the silence was heavy. Then came the applause. Not polite clapping, real, thunderous applause. One judge wiped away tears. Another shook their head in disbelief. They asked about his life, his village, his mother. Elvis answered softly, humbly, never once claiming greatness. He spoke like someone still surprised to be seen. Then it happened. The golden buzzer. That single press sent golden confetti raining down as Elvis stood frozen, unable to understand what was happening. His knees buckled. He cried openly, hands covering his face as the audience cheered. In that moment, the boy who sang on street corners became a symbol of something bigger, the idea that talent doesn't need permission to exist. But the golden buzzer wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning of a new challenge. Fame arrived quickly, and with it came pressure, expectations, and fear of failing in front of the world. Elvis struggled to adjust. He worried about disappointing the people who believed in him. He worried about forgetting where he came from. Some nights, alone in his hotel room, he sang softly, just like he used to remind himself who he was. With each performance, he grew not just as a singer, but as a person. He learned that his voice wasn't just powerful because of its sound, but because of its story. He carried his village with him on every stage, his mother's sacrifices in every note. And people felt it. Millions of viewers connected to him, not because he was perfect, but because he was real. In the end, whether he won the competition or not mattered less than what he had already achieved. A village voice had reached the world. A street singer had proven that dreams don't need perfect beginnings. Sometimes, all they need is courage, patience, and one moment of belief. So if you're watching this right now, sitting with a dream that feels too big for your situation, remember Elvis. Remember that a quiet voice from a small village once stunned the world. If this story inspired you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Because you never know, your voice, your dream, your moment, might be next.